Since I'm speaking to so many trainers, coaches, and teachers every day, I want to talk a little bit about the idea of scalable teaching and what it actually means, because no one is doing it, and once you understand and can visualize it, this concept is so huge. What if it took 0 minutes to teach 1 million people? I want you to imagine not just the dollars, but also the impact you could make. Let me explain. Most people want to stop trading their time for money, and by the end of this video, you'll have a very clear idea of exactly how that's achievable. Let's say you're making $500 an hour, which most people are not, but I'm going to use that as a best case scenario. So if you're at $500 an hour, then despite how much money that is, you're still trading your hours for dollars. If you have back-to-back clients every hour of the day and you're working yourself to the bone at $500 per hour, then you could possibly make $1 to $2 million a year, which is obviously before business expenses and taxes. This is clearly not bad at all, but most people can't do that. And even if you can, in this best case scenario, you're still trading hours for dollars. Now, let me link this hours for dollars to the online teaching and learning industry. There's a misconception people have that when you produce something in an online course, a series of videos of yourself explaining a given subject, that it's now scalable just because it's digital. But it isn't, and once you understand the difference, it's a complete game changer. Most trainers and coaches create video courses to teach, but most people today can't stay focused for 5 minutes, let alone 30 minutes or an hour. They also can't absorb the information and will be staring at their phones by 1 minute in. So these are often used as a gateway to their one-on-one sessions, group sessions, and speaking engagements. This isn't scalable because it means your online courses requires you and your time in order for the learner to actually learn the content properly. I just explained how trading time for money in the best case scenario, and then when it's done, how it is in the coaching and training industry. So now let me explain how we can change this dynamic and apply scalability to online teaching in a real way. The only truly scalable thing is software. With software, it's possible to grow from 1,000 users to 1 million, and you don't need to multiply your manpower 1,000 times to handle that. So how do we take the scalability of software and bring it into the teaching process? Here's how. You need a teaching process through which the learner can absorb the information quickly. You need to make them not tune out, and they need to know exactly what steps to take and what pitfalls to avoid, which ensures they don't need to ask you questions afterwards, and that they love the result and what they've gained because they don't spend the next few months making mistakes. This third point is key because most people spend months getting really good at the mistakes, which is what makes things take so long to learn. Now, if you can achieve this, what are the real world implications of this? Corporate trainers can train every employee in a company within a day and do it more effectively than if they spent a month of their own time. This means more time to focus on business development, scaling their business, and making more money. Students in school could learn something properly in an hour that would normally take them weeks, filled with failure and demotivation. And people could be trained on anything quickly. One expert I'm working with has to train a bunch of people in auto inspections. Through Skill Builder's teaching process, instead of doing a bunch of group sessions and 101s, he can have all of his people go through this online workshop, and within an hour, they'll all have a solid understanding of how to do it with none of his time spent. Imagine in any industry if you had to train 100 people, 1,000, or 10,000. Once it's scalable, the number doesn't matter anymore because you can train 1 million people within a day just as effectively as you can train 10. Then you turn on Facebook or Google ads and you can scale from there. This is scalable teaching, and this is what I'm creating in Skill Builder.